Hey guys, welcome to day number 15. And my name is Demi. I help women end weight regain by breaking the emotional pattern behind it. And let's get into it. Today we're going to talk about pay to play. It take or time in order to get a certain result. And with that being said, you can either pay, like say if you want to learn how to lose weight, you would either, pay a nutritionist, pay a, what do you call it? You would pay a, what is the name? The fitness, you would pay a fitness instructor. You would pay for a gym membership. You would pay, for different things. Or you can go with your time. You pay with your time. And this is where, you are self-taught. When you pay with your time, you teach yourself things. You don't necessarily have to pay anyone to do it, but sometimes I know for me, it takes discernment to know when to pay and when to learn it on your own. And I definitely learned the hard way by just doing nothing for a long time. And yeah, but we don't have to do that anymore. We can either pay to play or we can, spend our time and energy getting to the goals that we want. So in my journey, I come from a journey of, if I want to know something, I'm going to look it up. I'm a Google person. Any question I have, I'm going to Google it. And I feel like that's important. But it comes a time when you don't know all the answers. And so you can either, pray to God, therapy, friends, your community, and things of that nature, and it can guide you in a different path that can help you too. So, in my journey, I thought that I could just pay to play, but when you're not at a certain level, you have to do a little bit of digging, and you also have to basically spend a lot of time with yourself. So when I talk about with your time, it's important that you're alone for a certain time. And it's important for you to, go to support. Like, therapy, coaching, things like that. When you're on a specific journey, something that like you are trying to get rid of completely, that journey has to start alone. And to bring it all together is, I realize when you start the journey alone, you start to see where your energy has been leaking. You start to see where your time has been going, your money has been going. You have time to kind of see your life in this holistic way. And you get to see your whole self. So for instance, say if, there's someone and they decide to isolate themselves for the first time. They're used to living with someone, whether that's a roommate or whoever, and they're trying to lose weight. And before they were alone, they used to do everything with the roommate or everything with the spouse or everything with, certain people. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's very important that you take time for yourself. Even if you can't do it now, do it in a small way, like create a window, whether it's 10 minutes, 30 minutes. You have to make time if you want to create change in your life. You have to create it. If you've never been by yourself at any given time, it's more urgently important because, or at least to set time to yourself, because I know sometimes that's hard for people depending on where you are in life, and that's okay. But yeah, you'll really start to see and be able to take inventory on your life. Like, people are not just saying to live alone just to live alone. It has a clear purpose to it. You truly get to know what you like and don't like without someone's outside opinion. You get to be able to commit to things without outside validation. You have the option to. Not saying that you can't go out and seek it, but you have the option to. But I will say, there is a high rate of return on your investment if you decide to opt out of that. If you choose to go, now if you're having like crazy, messy thoughts, go to a therapist, find your nearest hotline, things like that. If there's an emergency, take this with a grain of salt. This whole message is with a grain of salt. If you're going through like depression and things like that, it's different. But if you're on your journey of personal development, wanting to know who you really are, it helps you see clearly where you end and others begin in your life. So this helps you with boundaries. This helps you with knowing what you actually like to eat, because maybe you was just eating something because they was cooking it and it was free. Like, it's a lot of different things that come into play. So yeah, just knowing what you like, what you don't like. Because when you're living with someone, you're kind of forced to compromise at some point. And so if you could set some time or just be alone, it'll give you great benefit, especially when it comes to weight loss and just reprogramming yourself and just being with yourself, because it helps you see you clearly, and you will be able to see, like, say if you journaled, you'll be able to see the time in which you've changed. So say if you got out of a relationship and you just see a clear difference in the way you talked and seen yourself, and even your weight, even the way you write, all different types of things, you'll be able to see those changes just by taking that little bit amount of time out and just writing. You can write about how your day went. It doesn't have to be anything deep or crazy, but it just helps you see yourself and for you to be able to track it and look back on it. And this is very important because you won't know where you came from unless it's documented. Like, you won't know the mindset you had yesterday or last year versus today because you have no evidence of it to even bring awareness to it. And the power of awareness is amazing and it's life-changing, especially when you combine it with other things like therapy and stuff like that. And because you'll see the work on paper and over time. Like, I see things about myself and I'm like, wow, I'm not even that. Even from the beginning of this year to now, I'm a completely different person because I love personal development. I love releasing emotional weight and releasing emotional weight, emotional patterns. Same thing. Things that we may be holding on to that we're not necessarily aware of. And some people call it, the subconscious mind, things of that nature. Some people call it trauma. It's so many different ways to look at one thing. And I think that's also helpful too. Like, just being open to new language alone changes your brain. But yeah, so when you're in your weight journey, it's important that you track it. It's important that you document it because you'll be able to see over time. like what's going on, what's happening, what am I doing right, what am I doing wrong. You can be able to catch yourself also. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.